Sir, with the white band.
Good evening, Mr. Cameron. Can I first of all say, the question I'm going to ask you, over a year ago, I asked Ruth Kelly when she came to Swindon as Housing Minister, and I didn't get any satisfaction from her. I'm hoping that tonight you will answer a question which is burning in my heart. Right? In Swindon currently, we have over 9,000 people on the council's waiting list for accommodation. I think that the lunatics have finally taken over the asylum. We have got land available to build houses on, and building companies currently are laying off hundreds of people nationally. When you form the next government, what will you do to resolve this very serious issue?
Right. I think the problem we've got, I mean, 9,000 is a big number to have on your housing waiting list. My constituency down the road has got a couple of thousand. You know, it's a worrying number of people who are either unhoused or badly housed. I think the problem we've got at the moment is the way the system works is the government sort of tells the council, you've got to build, I think in Swindon, 32,000 houses. It doesn't necessarily happen, and it creates enormous amounts of unhappiness between local people who feel they're being bullied, and the government that then feels frustrated that the houses aren't being built. What we've got to do is design a system where, when the council decides to build houses, they get rewarded. So they get to keep the council tax from the new houses that are built, rather than have it reshuffled away from the grant system. That if they bring more businesses to the area because of the houses they're building, they get to keep that money too. That they can work more closely with the developers to capture some of the benefit, to build the roads and the hospitals and the schools and the services that people need. So you've got to make development something that councils want to do, rather than something they feel is being foisted on them. That would be my main point. The other thing is, I think we've got to recognise that for many young people, they do want to own their own home rather than just rent it. So I'm a great fan of shared ownership, where the council can actually build more houses because it's not going to own all of them. It's going to own a share of all of them, and it's going to allow young people to own that first share, pay some mortgage and some rent, and as they become better off, pay more mortgage and less rent. So come back if you're not happy.
Just a point of clarification, if you're saying, if the council own the houses, where does right to buy come in?
I think I'm a great believer in the right to buy. Not everyone agrees with this. I'm a big fan of it. I think in the end, most people have the aspiration to own their own home. And so I think the introduction of the right to buy by the Conservative government back in the 1980s was a very good thing. And I think it should apply to housing associations on the same basis that it used to apply to council housing. Because as councils have been shifting their homes into housing associations, quite rightly, housing associations do a great job, we've actually lost some of the right to buy. So I'm a fan of the right to buy. And I think as long as you allow housing associations and others to use the proceeds to build more houses, I don't see why the right to buy should actually hold back the housing supply.